right, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Never Back Down, No Surrender 2016. This is going to be another Karate Man recommendation. I'm giving this one 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was okay. Never Back Down, No Surrender, also known as Never Back Down 3, The Fighters 3 No Surrender in some markets, is a 2016 U.S. martial arts film. Surprise! The reason to watch is the flat-chested Muay Thai fighter who calls herself Jeeja, Yanin Jeeja, Vismitananda. Me so horny. We love you long time. She actually looked better in the gym as a tomboy than she did with makeup, earrings, and Britney Spears outfit. But I was happy to see her. I wish they could have used her more, but okay. Michael J. White had a decent fight scene at the end. There is some brief nudity in this. Very brief, including but not limited to some Thai black nipples and some fake boobs. In any case, the story is really far-fetched. It's kind of like a ripoff on Kickboxer. Michael J. White had a Rodney King video, and it was just hiding somewhere, and all of a sudden it came up because the MMA chief executive officer found it somewhere. I find that hard to believe. But that's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too nitpicky. And plus, Michael J. White goes after the single mom? Really? Okay. This is a 2016 U.S. martial arts film directed by Michael J. White from a script by Chris Haughey, based on an original story co-written by Haughey and J. White. It is the sequel to Never Back Down 2, The Beatdown, 2011, and the third overall installment in the Never Back Down film series. The plot picks up 2 years after the events of the second film, with the former MMA champion Case Walker is on the comeback trail to become champion once again, produced by Craig Baumgarten and starring Jay White, Josh Barnett, Gillian White, Steve Quardos, Nathan Jones, and Isa Morales. See, they should have given the hot-looking Thai babe the headliner credits, but they didn't. The movie would it could have been better if they did, actually. The movie was released on DVD on June 7, 2016. It has been 2 years since Case Walker has re-entered the world of professional mixed martial arts fighting, but he has grown tired of it. He now competes in amateur bouts in an effort to teach his opponents how to utilize their skills. After such a match in Beaumont, Texas, Case runs into Brody James, an old friend who is also an MMA fighter. Brody had signed with PFC Combat, a promotion run by Hugo Vega, in which Brody has signed to fight the 7-foot beast Cesar Braga for the PFC championship in Bangkok. So we've got two guys going to Bangkok, just like Jean-Claude Van Damme and his brother going up against Tong Po. Brody asks Case to help him train for the fight, knowing Case needs to find his way back, as well as attempt to help Brody go on the straight and the narrow. He even mixes up the steroids with a baby aspirin or something. Case reluctantly accepts, saline solution and baby aspirin. I wonder what he was doing with those pills when he was making his protein shake. I thought he was just mixing up vitamins in his protein shake, but it kind of a twist. Another thing hard to imagine, why would the insurance company pay for disability, but there's an exclusion? There's an exclusion if they use steroids? Even though this Hugo Vega guy isn't, he's paying people to take Brody out of the fight and put in Michael J. White. And he's encouraging Brody to take steroids, but Michael J. White switched him out. Case reluctantly accepts Brody's offer and he travels to Thailand. Yeah, first he's dead set on not going, and all of a sudden, I changed my mind. Production companies Mandalay Pictures, BMP Inc., distributed by Destination Films. Release date June 7th, 2016. Running time a little bit too long, 102 minutes. They could have shortened it and just made the ending fight scene longer. Country, United States language, English. It's a little bit annoying with the slow-mo kung fu type television show stuff. I didn't understand that, but Michael J. White, he does have the high leg kick. He's a decent kickboxer, no question. And the fight scene at the end is very convincing. I just wish I could have seen more of that flat-chested Thai girl who's doing them. Benny the Jet Urquidez on the boxing bag. And then she beats the crap out of this kickboxer dude in the ring. After one of the scrawny looking kickboxer dude loses, she just goes there and beats him. That was great. Case goes to the Top Flight gym where he already finds resistance from Brody's other trainer, Matty Ramos. Matty Ramos has a Confederate flag tattoo on his right arm. To make matters worse, Case is ridiculed for his training by Cobra O'Connor, a younger fighter whose arrogance gets the best of him. During a challenge, Case deflects Cobra's moves, and he uses elements from Kyokushin to knock Cobra out. Case soon finds himself becoming a mentor to two up-and-coming fighters, Taj and Creech. These are the scrawny-looking dudes. Case's pummeling of Cobra attracts the attention of Vega, who is revealed to have some sort of history with Case, but we never know what it is. PFC marketing director Micah Cruz begins to have a liking to Case. Micah Cruz asks him on a date to get to know him, which he agrees. Why is Michael J. White in Thailand? Why is he chasing after a single mom. Granted, she's widowed, but wouldn't you go after the more attractive Thai babe who's doing the Benny the Jet Urquidez moves on the boxing bag? When Case has his date with Micah, Maddie watches the two together. Maddie decides to use it against Case when it comes to Brody. Brody has been slowing down his training, and Vega, in an effort to make the fight a success, recommends that Brody use steroids from his supplier to help him better himself. I guess this is before PFC outlaws steroids. I never understood why steroids are so bad in sports. Isn't going to the gym sort of cheating? What's the difference between going to the gym on energy drink and doing steroids and just flexing your muscles or whatever? Whatever people on steroids do. They lose their manlyhood, I guess. Maddie tells Brody of Micah and Case, in which their date ends abruptly when Micah brings up Case's time in prison. He didn't do anything wrong. It's all the racist whitey cop's fault, making him feel very uncomfortable. Why would he feel uncomfortable if he got beat up like Rodney King? Or they tried to, but he was too good at kickboxing. When Brody offers to spar with Case, the session gets out of hand as Brody goes too far, hitting Case in the head, to which he retaliates in a way he never expected. Despite apologizing to Brody, their friendship seems to have ended. But wait, they go get some meat on a stick. That is until Case notices Brody using steroids. After training one night, Case and Brody go out to eat. It is then when Brody realizes his mistakes and he apologizes. He vows to Case he will do things the right way and even tells Case that Micah would have been a good woman for him. Where did that come from? And how is it relevant to the plot? Oh, wait, there is no plot. Brody and Case work together to begin training for the fight along with Maddie, who, thanks to an invitation from Brody, agrees to work with Case in training Brody for the title fight. However, viral footage of Case beating up the racist policeman from 2 years prior has grabbed the attention of many, thus causing Vega to realize that Brody may not be the one worthy of the fight against Braga. He's losing money by the minute because he doesn't have Rodney King in the fight. At the night of the fight, Micah, who has become Case's girlfriend, yeah, they're having sex off camera. We can see Brody having a menage a trois with a couple of topless babes, one of them a tie with black nipples and fake boobs. During training, a Sambo wrestler named Boris injures Brody's knee. Case reveals that he had secretly replaced Brody's steroids with baby aspirin and other placebo drugs so that he can get paid disability insurance. Vega offers Case $1 million to fight Braga because he's it's Rodney King versus Braga, beginning to train for the fight under the mentorship of Brody and physical training for Maddie. Taj confronts Case, accusing him of selling out. So the scrawny kid is pointing out his lack of integrity. The next day, Case's suspicions are confirmed as he breaks into Boris's locker and discovering a text message telling Vega it's done. I guess this was before they had screen lock on cell phones. Case knows that he is forced to fight, but Case must find a way to stop both Braga and Vega, who is set to make a lot of money off the fight. And Vega, a Case wants to prove that he is Case wants to prove that Vega is responsible for Brody's injury. At the night of the fight, Micah, who has become Case's girlfriend, tells Vega she quits. Good for her. Way to go, girl. And by the way, Michael J. White likes your daughter. Case realizes how he can stop Vega. Case starts a fight with Braga outside the ring. That Michael J. White, he's a mortal philosopher, just like Rodney King. When Braga gets the best of Case resorts to using Kyokushin again, this time using a Nakadaka Ken, extended middle knuckle punch that damages Braga's ribs. Wow. So the whole thing with Michael J. White is that he has to, his punches are like a golf swing. You have to use precise motion and to cause the most damage. Case continues using traditional karate techniques. Case knocks Braga out with a Kaiten Jerry rolling wheel kick to the head. That was awesome. Vega threatens to sue, but Case tells Vega that they have the proof of him causing Brody's injury and that suing could cost Vega millions of dollars. To make matters worse, Vega must pay back everyone who came to see the fight, to which he storms off in anger, knowing that he has been defeated. All right. So that is Never Back Down, No Surrender. The reason to watch is Jeeja Yamin. Ron Smurrenberg appears uncredited as Case's first opponent. Evan Peters appears as Max Cooperman in a flashback scene from Never Back Down 2, The Beatdown. This was filming started in Thailand in June 2015, presumably to save money, just like Kickboxer. Everything is cheaper in Thailand. Oh, where'd my movie poster go? Oh, yeah, it is. I got to do this to swing around. Wait a minute. There we go. Oh, my head is blocking it. Okay. Let me scoot over a little bit. There, that's better. Cool. All right. Here we go. Never Back Down, No Surrender video. 2016 rated R, presumably, I'm guessing. It's a pretty decent 6.2 out of 10. I'm giving it a little bit lower rating of a 6 out of 10. 7,800 ratings on IMDb. That's pretty mainstream for a movie like this. Ultimate Showdown. NDB. No, what does this say? I don't know. Never Back Down. 3. Thailand heavyweight movie bout. Jay White versus Barnett coming soon. Picking up after the events of Never Back Down 2, former MMA champion Case Walker is on the comeback trail to become champion once again. The brilliant Michael J. White. How many times have you seen Michael J. White just beat the crap out of people in movies? All right, here's a featured review from Dush Ladder. Gives it an 8 out of 10, calls it solid work on IMDb. We'll get back to that later. More like this. Never Back Down 2, The Beatdown, Never Back Down Revolt, and Undisputed 2, Last Man Standing. This was filmed entirely in Thailand, presumably to save money. When the footage showing Case Walker fighting the cops from the second movie is shown online and on the news, it's showing the point of view from the movie, not the video Max took from his car. So you got to see the second movie to understand the third one. Is that my issue that I'm having, believing that this video was just mysteriously popped up after all these years? Case arrived at Brody's house in Bangkok. Case catches Brody having sex with 2 girls. The menage a trois scene. The only nude scene in the film. Case Walker says, "Oh, hell no, Brody, man. We're supposed to be lifting." Brody starts bench pressing the blondie. Brody James. "Spot me, bro." Case Walker. "Man, I'm out of here. Call me when you want to win a fight." Brody James. "Always knew you were gay." Case Walker. "Me? The brunette's a man." The Asian girl suddenly runs out of the room. This is a joke on Thai people. They're trying to say that the girls look like guys and the guys look like girls. If she's transsexual, she's definitely got fake boobs. This Thai guy, this Thai so-called girl. "Dude, I was kidding," Case Walker says. But she still runs off, embarrassed, because she got a dingling, I guess. Edited from... Oh, man. How did I click on Josh Burnett? This is hard. Trying to maneuver my my Chromebook to the movie poster in the background. Make way for Steve. Hercules Reeves, the White Warrior. Where was I? Why is it taking so long to reload? Here we go. All right. We can do this. See what else we got here. Edited from Never Back Down 2, The Beatdown, 2011, which I have not seen. It would have been more beneficial for me to understand this movie if I had seen Never Back Down 2, but Karate Man never recommended it, so how the heck am I supposed to know what's going on in this movie? With the Rodney King tape. Release date June 7, 2016 in the US, country of origin United States, language English, also known as Never Back Down 3, production companies Mandalay Pictures, Destination Films, and SC Films Thailand Company. This had a budget of $3 million and it was filmed in Thailand? I find that hard to believe. All right. IMDb box office is kind of sketchy in my view. But am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. Runtime 1 hour 41 minutes, 101 minutes too long. This is in color, and the aspect ratio is 16:9 HD. I think I watched it on HD on my little Chromebook screen. Tony Jaa is in this. What is Tony Jaa doing in this? I've never seen a single Tony Jaa movie. Jeeja Yanin, who plays Jeeja, gym fighter girl. We like her in this movie. We want to see more. Please give me more Jeeja Yanin movies. I'm going to look her up. See if I can find some on Tubi or whatever. All right. So I just talked to the greedy developer earlier tonight. He says he's going to wire my attorney $325,000 next Tuesday if I move out by next Monday, which is great news for me. I mean, both of us will get paid. The only thing is I'm depending on that place 4 blocks from here, and I haven't even seen the room yet. But I'm pretty confident that I can get it. Nonetheless, I don't have to worry about cleaning this place or get rid of the mattress. The greedy redeveloper is going to take care of it. And his partner is even greedier, which is kind of scary. But it benefits me because they want me the heck out of here. And I want to get out of here so that I can get paid quicker. All right, here we go. Solid work on IMDb. This is coming from Brooklyn's Magic Mike. Dated May 16, 2021. Pretty recent, within the last 5 years. Oh, wait a minute. This is not the one. Sorry. Let me scroll up. I'm on the wrong review. Okay, I'm on Solid Work. This is by D.S. Chlattler, dated January 1st, 2017. So right after the less than a year after the movie came out, D.S. Chatler posted a review on IMDb called Solid Work, rating it an 8 out of 10, higher than mine. D.S. Chatler says, "What a nice surprise. Michael J. White did excellent work. He managed to refrain from unnecessary Hollyweird overkill and instead just told a story that flows nicely and rewards the viewer with some spectacular fight scenes." The only spectacular fight scene I saw was the ending one, and it was in kung fu television show Slow Motion, but it was still pretty decent. And Michael J. White can definitely get up the high leg kick. It's a bit, it's actually a bit understated, a rare thing to find these days. I'll give you an example. During the finale of Hard Target 2, all I could think of was, my goodness, does the shooting never stop? What could have been a gritty survivalist martial arts movie had to be made in an over-the-top action vehicle, but it didn't look like the production crew had the money or experience to pull their ideas off. It just ends up looking disappointing. Thankfully, Michael J. White had no illusions about his project. Not everything about this movie was top-notch, but it just seemed to work for me. I got actually what I needed, and maybe you will too. I hope Michael J. White will be involved in many more good projects like this one. What about the Thai Babe? Why doesn't the Thai Babe get top billing? Oh, I forgot to. Oh, there's the White Warrior, Steve Reeves. Now my head's blocking it. How do I do this? Oh, there we go. That's better. Now I look like Rambo Raff for life. He's got Cobra and I've got the White Warrior. All right. First on the list, Disconnected, the real story behind the transgender explosion, 2022. Then we got Mask of Death, 1996. And number 3, Little Tough Guy, 1938. So those are the next 3 on my list. I hope you enjoyed my movie poster for my friend in Santa Rosa. And hopefully Tuesday I'll have 200,000 in my checking account if I can figure out a way to move out of here. I'm pretty confident I can, but yeah. We'll see. We'll see this weekend if I can pull it off. I think I can. I think it's not impossible for me if I start early at, say, 9 a.m. when the owner is actually home. And then I tell her, I'll take it. Cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the challenge on Saturday. Laters.